Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of The Rhino and the Dude.
I'm the Rhino.
I'm the Dude, and today we are joined by the sorcerer himself, Shawn Suser.
The saucer, baby.
Shawn Suser, future 1FC champion.
Yeah.
What weight class is it over there?
Well, you can't dehydrate to cut weight, so probably bantamweight. But
Yeah,
if
bantamweight.
I had really good nutritionist, then maybe flyweight. But we'll see. Hopefully, get there pretty soon.
And they have the Pride Lady over there, the crazy Pride Lady, every once in a while, right?
Do they?
I think they do. I've seen her, or she has arisen.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll bring her, but Eric, I think that you should. How would she do it?
Which one? The crazy part?
No, like his name.
Oh, no, I'm telling you, the saucer. The saucer if it's up in New Jersey.
Yeah,
They'd be like,
yeah.
You gotta give them the saucer. They'd be calling Italian meatball and saucer. That's what they'd be doing.
You know what I'm saying? I want you to impersonate the.
I can't even do her.
In the blue corner.
Pretty accurate.
In the blue corner, the saucer. I can't do her.
Me and Daryl talk about that all the time. What is the big dude that was in Pride? What does he always say?
Bob
He's like,
Sapp?
no, the announcer.
The announcer
big
guy.
Asian. He's like, what is it called? Akatuna. Like he says, like I want to know what that means. He says something like he always says like Akatuna,
What if he just walked up? He's
in
like,
the blue corner.
he was like, ahi tuna.
Yeah, it's like ahi tuna.
Ahi tuna on the roll with the spicy mayo. You know what I want.
Yeah, I think that. But what's up, Shawn?
Just working and training. You don't make that much money from your first couple fights, so you have to have a day job. But hopefully, a couple away from that, fighting September 9th on LFA, which will be on UFC Fight Pass. Got to get ready for that high ass altitude. 'Cause it's gonna be in Vail, and that's like 7,000 feet above sea level. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
And what are we? Like 800 feet above sea level or something like that?
If that, but I actually acclimate to the altitude pretty easily.
Yeah.
So last couple of times I've been to Denver, acclimated pretty quickly, but it's even higher in Vail.
I almost
so.
died in Denver. I feel like I was there. I got elevation sickness.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad. It's no joke. Like I thought before, I was like, yeah, no, that's
These sissies.
yeah, no.
That elevation sickness.
I got it because I went there and we went there with my girlfriend and her friends and no friend Sabrina, but women don't have a sense of time. And Denver is like all over the place, or Colorado is. So it's like, oh, we're gonna go to this thing, we're gonna do this thing, go to this thing. When you're in the car there and you go from this thing to this thing, it's like an hour and a half. So it's like if you want to do these
everything's real
three
spaced
different
out.
things.
Yeah.
So you want to spend 2 or 3 hours doing that, and then you're going to have another hour and a half ride to the next thing. These things aren't possible. So anyway, we were at the hot springs, and we went up to a little restaurant, and I was trying to sit down and get something to eat. And then they're like, oh, we want to go. I'm like, I wanted to finish my food, so I wolfed my food down, which probably wasn't the best idea considering the elevation, lack of oxygen. So I wolfed it down. I'm like, I'm not taking this home. I want to finish this. This is good. I'm finishing this right now. I had like this good burger. And then on the way there, I'm like, you guys got to pull over. One of these like little middle of nowhere gas stations that doesn't have a bathroom, has a porta potty. I didn't make it to the porta potty. I puked all in the the parking lot right there on the way to it. And then it was bad. Yeah. And then you also get sunburnt easier.
Yeah.
And
Because you're closer to the sun.
yeah, when you're skiing, we went skiing and snowboarding, and everybody got sunburn.
Everybody got sunboarding?
Yeah, everybody got sunburn. Everybody got sunburn, and not just me being the only white person there. Everybody else, even all the black people there, that was everyone but me, got sunburnt. So I guess the sun bouncing off the snow,
yeah.
with the lack of elevation hurts you. Yeah.
So, have I ever told you about my skiing story?
No.
So, I went skiing once in my life. I went and I started the day, got my rental skis, going down the bunny hill. I noticed like the latch on my ski wasn't very tight. So I went to the shop, got it tightened, put it back on. I was like, okay, that's good. Went down the bunny hill probably for like 3 hours. just trying to learn it, trying to understand how to go. But they didn't give me like the sticks either, so I was just kind of like standing there. They didn't. They told me that they don't use them. That's what I asked. They told me I don't need them. The guy, I'm like, don't I need like the sticks? He was like, no, people don't use those. I was like, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. But I was like, okay. So at Bunny Hill, made down the Bunny Hill probably like 10 times, like without falling, without slipping or nothing. Go to the first like actual like trail, right? Course, whatever you call it. I get off the lift. I start going. I slip and fall. Okay, I get back up. My ski just pops off and goes straight down the hill without me. So I'm halfway down this hill, one ski on one foot. My face is just red because I'm went face first in the snow like three times, and I have to try to like scooter with one foot and like get to my other ski.
It should have.
And then I can't
turn into a little snowboard.
That's what I tried to do, but I just kept falling. And then I couldn't find the ski. Mind you, at this point, it's like 4:45. The ski trail's closed at 5. So it took me an hour and a half to get down the trail one time because I could not find that stupid ski. And I get down halfway down the hill, find it, try to put it back on. It's not coming back on because it's just like full of snow and like branches and shit. So I have to walk the rest of the way down. And they like brought people to come find me because I did not get down. And then people go up to find me, and I like walk out of the trail. And everyone's like, "Where were you?" I'm like, "My ski fell off. I fell down the hill. It was not a good time."
What type of place doesn't give you the...
It was up in the Poconos.
I feel like that's...
This was like 10 years ago. But the only time I ever went skiing, didn't give me... And
I would have just went into the woods and found some sticks.
My goofy self just like...
You ever been skiing or snowboarding?
No, it's always on my bucket list, but then just never make it out there in the winter.
Yeah.
Like grandparents have a timeshare thing at Wisp, so like
okay.
we could get rooms for like $40 a night, and I always say this year I'm gonna go snowboarding, this year I'm gonna go skiing, and it just never happens.
Don't do it.
I really want to. I also want to learn how to surf.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to go skiing. I want to go snowboarding. I don't.
Yeah.
I was thinking
my
that
experience
South
is definitely
Park
not
episode.
the true experience of what skiing and snowboarding is.
Yeah, I speaking of surfing, I picked it up a little bit last summer. Okay. I'm still waiting to do it again this year. Thing is, Ocean City, the beaches are horrible from what I understand. Like they dredge it out, and the waves crash straight on the beach. When I went to Puerto Rico, they'll crash. You have to walk out like 100 yards in like knee deep water, and then that's where they crash. So I wasn't able to actually ride I haven't really ridden a wave, but I've rid the foam, which still isn't, it's still some type of accomplishment. I did get up on like one wave, and we did some in Ocean City. I bought a surfboard last year, but yeah, snowboarding was tough though, especially at the elevation because you don't have as much breath. Trying to get up with your feet attached to something, it's straining after a while. Like you have to pace yourself. You're like, all right, sit here for a second, catch my breath, and then get up.
I feel like I'm a person who's pretty good balance and like moves pretty well. You put me on... I rollerbladed when I was younger too and was pretty good at rollerblading. That's why I picked skis. I thought I'd be better at it. No. I need the sticks. I just need the dang sticks. That's all I needed.
Yeah. So how long have you been training? When did you start, Shawn?
When I was 13, and I'll hit 13 years of training August 25th, I think, which is like also my best friend's birthday, so that's how I remember.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's funny when we used to like backyard wrestle and like do jujitsu without doing jujitsu. Like we were trying to do WWE like submissions, so it was either we pin them or submit them, and you can't really pin someone on a trampoline. So then I started that, and then started watching UFC, and then I was like, I want to try that. So Dad took me to a gym and never stopped.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was super small, so jujitsu is pretty fitting for a smaller guy.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently, this guy.
Sorry.
Is that why you're called the Rhino? Where's that nickname?
Eddie used to call me all the time. So I think it came from the first time I ever sparred. I just started like charging at people and just punching at them because they just kind of all just backed away and turned away from me. I was sparring with guys who were a lot taller than me, but like were the same weight as me. So I was like trying to punch them. They were just like out of my range. So I started just charging at them and chasing them and hoping to take them down. But Eddie can explain better than I can.
I
That's
don't
what
know.
I've always thought.
You just called you the Rhino. There wasn't really that much significance to it. Like you're the Rhino.
Yeah.
And then there was like Echo. So
Yeah,
it
true.
was like, okay,
Echo
that's your shirt.
Shorts.
We went to Gabriel Brothers a lot.
That's true.
and they had those Echo retired shirts, and I was like, "Oh, that's you. You're the Rhino." So I think there was a long-going joke that I was going to get you like an Echo hoodie or something
No,
like
it's
that.
gonna be an Echo Nogi set, like the shorts and like the rash guard.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Is Echo Unlimited still a brand? Like,
I think it still exists.
Like, I had
that
a
up.
couple hoodies from them.
Yeah, I used to
I
wear
bet they
them.
still throw some stuff out of it.
I used to wear them with my
Just
G
get
Unit
sponsored
shirts
by
back in the
Echo
day.
Unlimited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They used to be involved with MMA. Remember?
Yeah, people used to have them as a sponsor.
Yeah, and then Reebok came along and ruined everything.
Yeah.
And now it's Venom.
That's the thing though. With the whole Reebok deal, I never really saw.
They still have a website.
I mean, I'm sure there's still somebody still wears. What is their style now? Like, what is they?
Hold on, I'll pull up the new arrivals. I got you.
But
It's kind of like
All right, so it still looks the same. They just
it's kind of like the same stuff.
Yeah, I guess they're.
it's
sporty.
like sporty-ish now. I
I guess
guess
tank tops. Like this is it's summer.
Because
So
it was
they probably
like
just
urban-
released all tank tops.
it was like urban wear back in like the late 2000s, like the G Unit era. Yeah, and then I guess they went to sports stuff because nobody really wears pants that are 5 times too big anymore. Have you guys seen the time traveler from 2005 on Instagram?
No.
Oh my god.
I've seen the Time Traveler's Wife, but not.
No.
Yeah, it's not a movie.
No.
There's a show too on HBO. It's really good.
Oh, okay.
There's this guy that his whole thing, he dresses up in like, you know, G Unit stuff or Echo stuff, you know, dressed up like he's from 2005. So he's got pants that are so big,
giant
and he is a time traveler in, you know, this year here, but he's trying to figure it out. So I guess back in the day they called girls boppers. So he's like, I talked to this fool and he's trying to FaceTime for boppers. I would never FaceTime for boppers. So like he's getting like the guy's on the phone and he hands him the thing. He'd be like, what are you in for? He's like, I'm not in. I didn't do nothing. He's like, I know everybody says they're innocent. We're gonna get you out. But yeah, it was pretty funny. But Echo
Unlimited. Bring it on. So Sean, you were talking about you have an Instagram for mental health. Tell us about like how'd that get started?
Yeah, it's called Genuine Smiles 2020 because there's far too many people in this world with, you know, they put up a front and look like they're actually smiling when they're actually depressed on the inside. And it started during the pandemic, and I wanted to do something with it in like 2018 or 2019. Basically, it's a page where people can go and share their story of their depression, battles with depression or other mental health disorders or even problems, in hopes to, you know, get others to speak up. And it has worked. I mean, not on a huge scale, but I've had, you know, people who have never told a soul about their mental health message me on the page willing to tell me all about it. And it started because I had my best friend. I hung out with him one day, and then the next day I'm on my way to practice, just got some new gloves, really excited to test them out, and get a call from my friend, and he's like, yeah, Blake shot himself. And I was like, well, like in the arm, is he okay? And he's like, no, he like killed himself. So that was one end of like how not speaking about it can turn to that. Whereas my sister suffers from really bad like clinical depression, and she told me about it, and I basically snitched to my dad, but I was looking out for her, and we got her the help, and she ended up surviving, and she seems to be doing well now. So that's like just the power of speaking up or actually talking about it can be the difference between life and death. So I wanted to give a voice to people who feel they don't have them, because most of the people that will reach out to me on it will be like, oh, you know, I feel really uncomfortable, or this person was brave about talking about it, but it's just like, it's too stigmatized at this point. So along with fighting, I would like to raise awareness for this and have it treated like you have a fracture in your arm. You're going to go to the hospital and get that fracture treated, right? You're not just going to let yourself sit in your room with a broken arm or fractured arm. You're going to go get help. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's basically my mission, is just to, you know, raise a nation of genuine smiles. I felt it was a pretty fitting name.
Yeah, I like
that's good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, I've had numerous people in my life that have, you know, unfortunately committed suicide and all. And yeah.
It's
I've always, you know, something I've always thought. I mean, obviously, I didn't do anything, you know, like you're doing, starting an organization. But something that I've always thought, just in my general day to day, and talking with, I've talked to numerous like homeless people, different people, just acknowledging someone's existence. I think sometimes that can make the difference. So if I'm feeling down, and you're just walking like, hey, how you doing? And just a smile, greeting somebody, that might just, I always wonder like how much just being nice to somebody in the day to day can just change their whole day to day. Even like I don't give money to people that are on the side of the street because I don't know if they're gonna go do drugs or whatever. I typically don't. I mean, every once in a while I might, but even sometimes writing on the window, hey man, I'm sorry, I don't got nothing, but just wanted to say, God bless you, or just wanted to say, hope that you're doing well, whatever the case may be.
I usually keep an extra protein bar or like granola bar in my glove compartment. I'll throw it out to them.
Yeah.
If they got the signs and stuff, like if I have it still there. Sometimes it's like I throw one earlier in the week and forget to put a new one in.
Yeah.
Or I ate it last night after the gym while I'm driving home, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I usually try to keep one in my car.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're always hanging around power plant. So if they ever come up to me, I'll offer to buy them some from 7-Eleven or something like that. But my girlfriend and her family, every Christmas around then, they go and do like a food donation and the clothing and supplies, and they go like and basically give them to all the homeless people around there, and like it's a like 3-car trunks full of stuff, and just donate to the homeless every year because her dad was an orphan, so he really likes giving back to those in need. So
I've done that a couple times. I think I remember when we lived together. Remember you came home one day and I took like a part of my check with my tithes, so like 10%, and I bought like a bunch of different like
he had like just like I come home from work, mind you, it was like at that point like I was working like 12-hour days. And, like, I would come home, like, and I just come in, and there's, like, all these bins and bags on the floor. And then, like, just spare deodorants everywhere. And, like, body wipes. I'm like, Eddie, what are you doing? There's just stuff everywhere in the living room, right? When he walked in the door, I'm like, you couldn't have done this, like, not in front of the door. That he's like, I'm helping the homeless, dude. We gotta help them. We gotta do this. Yeah. I'm like, Eddie, but, like, not in front of the door.
I mean, there wasn't that much space, and then we had a dog that was a new dog that our roommate brought on us that we didn't know that was there. So I didn't have that much space to work with, and I feel like she got mad at me. I'm like, I was making bags, like so I had everything. I'm like, all right, I can make this many, bags, whatever it was per bag.
Oh, sorry. I think I made like 12.
I made like it was 12 or something like that, but they had. It was a couple hundred. It was over. I think it was like $150. I went out and spent. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get like a care bag, and they got this,
deodorant,
they got
like
this,
body wipes,
and it was food and all too. It was like whatever I could get. Like I think it came from the dollar store, but I only had a limited amount of money at that point in time too. So I was like, how much can I stretch this? So if I give you a thing of granola, that I got at the Dollar Tree, that could last you, and then some deodorant, some soap, whatever the case may be. And she came home and she got mad at me. I'm like, I'm putting it in the bags. Like, I'm not just leaving it out. Like, but my room was literally the size of this. I couldn't even move it. Like, I would get up in the room and like go like this to turn to where my dresser was and get my clothes. Didn't even have a full mattress. I'm like, I can't do it in my room.
We told you we could find you a mattress. You just decided you wanted the air mattress.
Did I?
Yeah, you said your air mattress popped. I said, dude, we could just get you a mattress. Like, there's mattress stores around. And you said, no, I just got a new one. And you pull up with like a boxed air mattress that you.
Oh, I did that numerous times.
Yeah, you had like 4 or 5, right?
Because I moved so many places in that period of time that it was easier to have an air mattress because I don't know if I'm going to live here for another day. You might decide to kick me out. So if I had an air mattress, I'm like, all right,
I moved.
Throw it on my shoulder. Let's go.
I moved into this place, and Eddie came over every Friday night. Every Friday at like 4 o'clock, 4:30, he'd call me like, hey, what you doing tonight? I'd be like, I don't know. And then he'd be like, well, I'm at your house. I'm like, okay, I'm on my way home. And then we'd hang out. And then I remember the one night, you had a couple margaritas with our roommate, and you were just dancing. I was in my room trying to go to sleep, and Eddie was like just dancing outside my door, but wouldn't let me close the door for like an hour and a half. And like was singing about this dog that someone sent him on Snapchat. His name was Max. And he had Max. A whole song.
Hi, Max. Make me want to dance.
At my door,
this is
literally
what we
like
lived in. This is when I lived there.
He was like, just hit one of these, like just like a shoulder shimmy, and then just.
This
Max.
is why I don't drink anymore.
Oh my god, the shoulder shimmy was hysterical though, because you're just like,
But then you guys were taking because it was the phone. I was replaying somebody's Snapchat and they had a dog. They were like, "Hi Max."
Yeah.
I was like, "Hi Max. Hi Max. Make me want to dance." And then you guys were trying to wrestle the dog.
You get the phone out of your hand.
Because every time I'd play it, I'd start singing it again.
Yeah, and this woman must have saw you like replay her Snapchat story like 64 times or something. Because that was a good like 45 minutes.
Can you see that?
Dancing.
How many times somebody replayed?
I have no idea, but if they could, they would have saw it. You rewatched this dog video 47 times.
Gosh.
Was it her story?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah, it was somebody's story.
Because you could only like replay a Snapchat one time.
Yeah, so and it had to be your story. Because you
Then how the hell
replayed
did
it
I
for a good
replay it?
45 minutes.
Really?
It was your story.
Yeah, you can keep
If it was a
replaying a
direct
story.
one, so you
It'll
can only
tell
play
me?
it once or twice.
No, it won't tell you how many
Ouch.
times someone's viewed it. It'll tell you how many people have.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you were
She's
fine.
like, this is
You're in the
popular.
clear.
watching it. She's like, "Wow, I made a banger." And it's just Eddie in the corner. Hi, Max. Hi, Max. Make what a dance. Like he's in the corner.
Oh man, that was funny.
So this is a really cool shirt. Show the shirt. Is that one of your fight shirts?
Yeah, it was from my last fight back in March. I
like that. That's sick.
I really wanted to go off like a comic book theme, and I went with Flashpoint. And like the base,
Which is like the best.
Yeah, and it was the cover where you have like Cyborg and all them on like the top, and then you have the buildings and stuff. So I was like, my nickname's the Filipino Flash. So I was like, I want to make myself look like a superhero. And my one teammate Kevin, who's like the hardest worker at our gym, that's irrelevant, but he was like, I don't even want to wear this shirt to train. It's so nice. I want to wear it out. So yeah, shout out to Mortal Monkey MMA who makes my shirt. So if anybody is a fighter and wants shirts made, they can make them for you. People just go on the website and order them instead of you having to buy 100 shirts and sell them.
Oh, that's so much nicer.
Yeah.
I want to share that with some people because that is
yeah.
a way better option.
And then I had some guy on Fiverr like make the design. I was like, oh, I hope he can take my notes of what I want and actually make it happen. And then my girlfriend's brother finished the design because he made my like mouth look weird. Yeah, like yeah, and yeah. Yeah, and it would be hard to tell from the picture of the video, but like I have on the buildings, it's all the sponsors.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so I put a lot of thought into shit. Like I custom mixed my walkout song to make it like seem like a superhero introduction. So it was like a mix of the old like 50s Superman and the 50s Flash intro, and then like I narrated some shit and then walked out to Shawn Michaels and then Stranglehold.
That's sick.
It was a good entrance for sure. I remember I was there. Where were you?
Not there. I was probably just dancing to Max.
That dog's still alive?
I don't know.
How long
Can our
ago
next
was
guest
this?
be Max?
I'm on the chair.
What kind of dog is it?
I don't know. I don't want to. This person's already on my Facebook. I don't.
Message her and be like, can you bring your dog to my podcast? Can I have you on the podcast?
Max
but
is
just
kind
for
of
the
famous.
dog?
Max is a fan favorite.
I'm sure she doesn't even know. I'm sure she doesn't even know any of this.
No.
But I'm like, is she gonna watch this and be like, "That's my dog"?
Max, you're famous.
Oh gosh.
Well-
Somebody's calling you, Eric.
I don't have friends. It's not friends. They don't like
You guys dog people, cat people? Well, I think you're probably a dog person since you like Max so much.
Yeah, Max, he
Little
gotta
bit.
throw himself out there.
I like dogs. I mean, I'm allergic to cats. I like cats. I like to watch the primalness of a cat because like they're still kind of wild, but they're domesticated.
Mm-hmm.
So like to watch them try to track something down or something. It's interesting. But I can't really touch them. I used to be allergic to dogs, but I really don't feel like I am anymore. I mean, my girlfriend's got little Shih Tzu,
dog, yeah.
5 pounds. But I had a Rottweiler before. I want to get a Rottweiler.
Yeah, and your dad's got that dog that he takes everywhere too.
Coco!
I don't know the name of the dog. I know your dad has a dog that. No, the one night we're at not Buffalo. What was that place called? Dave & Buster's.
Dave & Buster's. We were watching the fights.
I walk up there to go sit down at the table, and I walk up. It's Eddie, our friend Daryl, his dad, and his dad's dog. And he doesn't take the dog out of the seat for me to sit, so I had to go find a chair.
I never knew this. If I would have known this, I would be like, Dad, give him the damn seat. You made a human not. So first off, he takes the dog everywhere because he says that it's his service dog. Because if he and if you question him on that, he's like, he knows whatever government agency is in charge of that, to where you're questioning his disability, which he doesn't have. But he'll be like, do you want to talk to the, I don't know, whoever it is. So most people will be like, okay, I don't want to get in trouble by by violating somebody's disability or something like that. And then that's how he brings the dog in everywhere. So it's ridiculous. But I did not know that you were refused a seat because the dog that is literally this big was sitting in the seat. And I think he had it in a book bag or something.
No. Yeah, I think there's a bag there, so I think he brought the dog like in the bag and then like let the dog just sit in the chair. And I walked up and I was like, well, I guess I gotta find a seat. And then I looked for a chair for like 10 minutes.
And then he was trying to get.
And then someone left, and I stole the chair real quick and pulled it over.
And then he was trying to get Daryl to hit on B. Yeah.
Your dad just doesn't like me, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know.
But
and he brought alcohol in the building too. He had beer in his bag. He's sitting there in Dave & Buster's drinking.
Yes.
I'm not paying them for beer.
He's like, I can get that at home. But I have a cat and my girlfriend has a cat. But I'm kind of cool. Like, I like all animals. What about you?
Oh, grew up with cats. Always wanted a puppy, but my dad wouldn't let me get one because, probably wasn't the most responsible as a kid. So, dogs are like a lot of work. It's like a full-time job without any pay. So have had cats until I moved out. And the first thing I did was she got me a puppy from Tennessee. 'Cause she was already going there. My friend got his dog from Nashville for really cheap, and none of the shelters had labs at the time. Mm-hmm. So I messaged this lady on Craigslist in Nashville, and I'm like, you have any labs available? She's like, yeah, I got a yellow lab. Sends me pictures. Looks like a yellow lab. The day before she's supposed to pick it up, she says the yellow lab ran away, but his sister's available, and she's black and white. And I was like, all right, I'll take the sister. Sucks that he ran away. She probably sold him or something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we get her, and she does look like she was like, oh, she's 100% lab, but there's no way she's 100% lab. She's mixed.
Seen a lab that isn't like a pure color.
She's black and white, so she's obviously mixed with something. So last Christmas, we got her ancestry results, and you want to take a guess how much lab she is?
None. I'm gonna guess like 3%.
5%. The rest of it's like shepherd, and she's like 15 different breeds. So her mom and ancestors were.
So was this just like? Was this just? You didn't know this person?
No, just
okay. Was this just like some like crazy lady that probably smoked crystal meth and just bred dogs?
I never met her. So she actually had her friend meet my friend at a PetSmart parking lot and just pulled.
You got the money.
My dog, her name is Charlie. I have 2 dogs. Mm-hmm. She pulled Charlie out of like the back of the SUV and gave it to my friend's girlfriend because my girlfriend was getting there 2 days later. So my friend's friend and his girlfriend, or maybe she was his wife at the time because they're married now. She took care of the dog for 2 days and then gave her to my girlfriend. But yeah, she was like covered in fleas and ticks and super dirty. And the lady said that she like bathed her, and I'm like, so I basically rescued this dog, and
that sounds like
she's so damn needy. If you don't stop petting her, she'll like bop your hand, so you'll put it back on her, and she'll just keep hitting your hand. And
I saw your you had that on social media recently.
Yeah, so she's amazing. So she's my technically emotional support animal because they have a lot of scams out there where like you pay to get your dog registered when all you need is like a letter from a physician or a therapist saying that you need an emotional support animal. Yeah, so I get like seasonal depression. Figured, I've always wanted a puppy, but figured it would help me if
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have a rough day and you come home and they want to give you all this love, that kind of makes stuff a little bit better. So, yeah, I'd say she's an emotional support animal, especially with the shit we do, dude. You've had a hard-ass day of training, got your ass kicked in training. You're all beat up, especially when you have a fight coming up. You're like, how the fuck am I supposed to go turn it up fight night when you just got your ass kicked? And then you come home and your dog licks you, and you're like, okay, it's all good. I mean, you guys can relate. Like,
I feel like anyone could relate in a sense to that period, not even like... You're fighting your body's beat up, hard day. It's like you do anything. It's like, man.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people
sometimes just kick your butt just for being alive and functioning.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, the majority of people work jobs that they're not fulfilled in and don't even like, So, yeah. But do you want to take the dog to Dave and Buster's and have a
say,
play date
wait,
with my dad's
cool.
dog.
So-
They'll be chasing
I'm gonna
each
go
other.
to Dave and Buster's with you guys, and then I'm not gonna see it again.
We'll watch the fights. The dogs will just play throughout the Dave and Buster's. They'll chase-
No, the dogs will be
my
sitting in
dad,
two chairs.
they'll be like, we need to, like, there's these dogs in here. My dad will be like, it's a service dog. They're service dogs.
I'll just have your dad bring the vest and put it on my dog.
He has it. My dad helped me set this thing up. So we go downstairs, and he had the dog with him. And the dog doesn't wear a leash or anything, because he's like, apparently the law on leashes is if the dog can follow verbal commands, it doesn't need a leash. So his dog never has a leash. My old dog, the Rottweiler, that dog could have been, I don't know, whatever the highest thing was. Because that dog, you could tell it to sit. He would go out to bars and leave the back truck door open and tell the dog to sit in the seat and just park by the bushes. The dog would just stay seated in the seat. He would get out to go to the bathroom. So if he needed to go to the she needed to go to the bathroom, she would get out, go to the bush, go to the bathroom, jump back in the car, just take a seat. That dog was great. Now
impressive.
he's got a dog that's this big. I don't know what it is, and he still claims it's a service dog. So he was here, and he was helping me.
He helped put this up, right?
He helped put this up. Yep. So we go downstairs, and he goes to go in the bathroom where the restaurant is, and one of the guys from the restaurant is like, "You can't have a dog in here," and he's like, "It's a service dog," and he's like, "Where's your papers or something like that?" And he's like, "Do you want to call the FBI or the CIA? You're gonna get in trouble for this." And the guy just called his bluff. He's like, "Yeah, let's call him." And he's like, "That dog was abused." He's like, "When I got that dog, it was abused. They kicked it through the doorways. He can't wear a leash." Because they said, the guy was like, "Where's the dog's leash if it's a service dog?" He's like, "I can't wear a leash because they pulled it through the door with the leash." And then he's like, "I was abused too, fighting for your freedom." And I'm like, "You're not a veteran." And I'm like, "Dad."
Your dad fakes being a veteran.
And I'm like,
He was like, back in Nam.
and I'm like, Dad, get in the elevator. I'm like, "We'll just go to another floor. You can use the bathroom." And he's like, "Yeah, I just threw that one in there just to make him feel bad."
How old is your dad?
69.
Have you ever seen the show It's Always Sunny in
Yeah.
Philadelphia? Remember the episode where Frank's talking about when back in Nam, and they're like, "Frank, you went there in 1994 to open a sweatshop." He's like, "I was still there."
My dad, if you want to get to know my dad, Frank Reynolds is a very close.
It's
What would you
definitely,
say?
Like, if I had to pick a TV character, Frank Reynolds is the closest. Except, like, but your dad would never, like, try to wear skinny jeans to be hip.
He might. If you told him that he could get a 23-year-old girl or something like that.
Okay,
be
yeah,
like,
that's fair.
yeah. Like, "Hey, there's going to be a bunch of young girls. You got to dress the age." Okay. He's got his little pinky ring.
Oh, he's got a pinky ring?
He's got a pinky ring.
Ooh,
I don't know
he
where
out
he got
here-
this pinky
he out
ring
here
at,
pimping.
but he's got a pinky ring.
It ain't easy,
And
baby.
he'll
It
show
ain't
you
easy.
his phone. He'll be like, "Look at this one. Look at this one." He's on all the dating sites. And the other
Oh my
day,
God. I would love to see, like a list of all the DMs your dad has sent to a girl on a dating app and the things he's said to her, because he's probably said some funny stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And his dad is, like, very, very, like,
He's Frank
unpredictable.
Reynolds.
Like, just will say ridiculous things to
It's
people.
Frank Reynolds.
Yeah, it probably is.
I mean, if you shoot enough shots, at least one of them will,
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Have you guys ever seen All the Way? The LBJ movie? So, in the movie...
Oh.
Yeah,
That one with that Drake song that came out, like, years ago.
maybe?
LBJ.
Well,
Like,
Lyndon Johnson.
Yeah, it's about Lyndon Johnson.
Yeah,
Oh.
so...
I was
I
gonna say,
thought
why
LeBron
would they
James.
put Drake
when
in
you
a
said-
Lyndon? Because you said LBJ, and
Yeah, I
then you
thought
said
LeBron
Drake,
James.
and I'm like, wait a minute, are we thinking about the same LBJ or?
No, we're on completely different LBJs.
Yeah, so Martin Luther King's in the office with Lyndon Johnson, and he's talking to him. Martin Luther King's trying to, get something passed, and
Yeah.
Lyndon Johnson tells him a story, and he's like, there's this guy I knew, and he got more pussy than anyone I ever knew, and here's what he did. He'd go up to the woman and ask him if they wanted to fool around, and MLK says, well, I'm sure he got smacked a lot, and he said, yes, but he also got told yes a lot. The moral of the story is you never know that until you ask. So, I mean, if you shoot enough shots, bound to fool around a little bit. Like Boomhauer from King of the Hill.
I didn't get the reference, but he did.
King of the Hill.
So
the Sam cam right
broken.
now. He's
broke Sam.
He's
Boomhauer
laughing
would just go up to every girl wherever they were
Yeah.
at and ask them if they wanted to, do it, and then she'd get
okay.
snapped,
That's like his whole
and
thing.
then he'd
So
go
was
to the next one.
Boomhauer like the same
Quagmire.
person as Quagmire?
Yeah, he's Quagmire from King of the Hill.
Yeah, Boomhauer
okay.
could spoke like Cajun man.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about. He's the one with the hat, the red hat.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's Dale, I think.
Okay.
Dale's the one who smokes cigarettes. I haven't
I
seen
was
King
never
of the Hill
big
in a while.
into King of the Hill. Never I remember watching it, but I was never like
King of
big
the Hill
into
was
it.
great. I just remember the dad was going, propane.
I like
Sausage
South
and
Park.
propane.
I like South
South
Park.
Park's great. They never run out of stuff to
I
do
love
either.
because they make fun of whatever's going
Yeah.
on.
They had
Yeah.
that whole season about like the election years ago with like Trump and like,
That was great. Cartman goes in. He's like, "Where's your mask at?" And he puts it on right there. All right, you're good. And then they had that Mickey Mouse was what was it? Mickey Mouse was over there doing it with bats, and that's where the coronavirus started.
Yeah,
And the penguin.
Yeah.
they did so well with that.
I don't know how they don't get canceled.
They can't. It's like Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
You kind of just done it for so long that.
I mean, they try to cancel Dave Chappelle, but I'm saying,
I mean, you can't though.
yeah, you can't uncancel.
I mean, you just got to learn how to not take things so offensively. He's a
Exactly.
comedian.
Yeah.
Like,
but that
Dude,
doesn't
I still
mean
can't believe that
nothing
guy
this year.
that jumped on the stage and tried to tackle him.
oh,
Tried to stab him.
no, try to
tackle,
beat him
right?
up. Yeah,
Yeah,
Dave
but I
Chappelle
thought he
cooked
was
him.
armed.
I have no idea if he was armed.
He was armed, from what I understand.
I just know that like
And he
he tried to
didn't get
tackle him and Dave
prosecuted.
Chappelle turned and just let the
Well, I
guy fall, and
understand.
then you saw all the people just charge and grab him.
Yeah. See?
Craziness.
Speech is violence.
You're canceled.
Yeah. That's what we were afraid for Eric when we started this, was that Eric was going to get canceled and lose his job.
So
Especially
wild and
after the
crazy.
Shekinah episode.
Dude, the Shekinah episode made me so nervous.
Did you see the Shekinah episode?
Nah, but I'll check it out. I watched your episode with Jesse Stern so far because he's my friend.
Yeah, he...
Jesse Stern was cool. I never
yeah.
got to talk to Jesse like that. I
Yeah.
met him before, but never got to sit down and talk to him.
Yeah. Now, we had a politician on, and it made Eric very
It made me so
uncomfortable.
nervous.
Very uncomfortable.
Maybe
And
it's just because I don't get politics too much either.
You don't
Like,
get
I'm not a
politics.
person.
People are calling you out on YouTube. I don't know if you knew that or not.
'Cause-
There's people that are like, he didn't even look at her. She was. You were talking about something. I think that you were so like out of it and didn't like were like kind of scared of the conversation with some of the areas. You like were not making any eye contact.
I didn't
with her.
notice that. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
sorry,
Somebody's like, he's not even looking at her.
Well,
What
also,
the hell?
I bet people looking like from the camera now.
That's
if you
the
say
thing
this
where
about-
we're-
I was talking to Shawn.
It's hard
I'm
for
looking
us
at-
to
trying to look at both of you guys.
Yeah, like I can still see Sean, but I'm
Yeah.
looking at you. So it's I mean, unless we're like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. If you were doing that, they'd be like, he's totally.
Yeah. If I like did like hard turns every time, like
Yeah.
yes, ma'am. Ow. But yeah, sorry, internet. Sorry, Shekinah.
So who you fighting in this next fight?
Guy's name is Robert Trujillo. He's 4-0, about to be 5-0 because I think he's fighting some Can on the 23rd. So
I was gonna say you're like he's about to be. I was about to be like, wait, what? He's about to be 5-0 because I'm betting against myself.
No,
And
no,
I'm
no,
taking
no.
a dive, baby. I'm
So
taking a dive.
he already has a fight and then accepted the fight with me on LFA.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's today. Yeah, so sometime tonight.
Well,
best
not,
of luck
not
to him.
tonight. This would be previously when they see this. Yeah, but yes.
Or, best of luck on the 23rd, and gonna train hard and hope for the best. It's kind of like I really don't. I mean, you never want to lose your fight, but I really don't want to lose because I'm so close to one championship. But we think we're about a fight or two away. So I mean, who knows when impressively enough on this? Maybe that's enough. So I'd rather not take a step backward. I'd rather just keep shooting forward. So rather not have a roadblock. Taking a drive to Florida and hit some traffic. I'd rather just be able to
Go straight through.
straight through. It's been a lot of years of work, so I'd rather not be held back now.
And you're three or four.
3-0.
3-0 right
3-0, yeah. COVID, the pandemic kind of put like a damper on. I had my pro debut in 2019, November 2019. Supposed to fight in March of 2020. And I get back from training in Georgia with my one coach, and he's a doctor, and we're like laughing about like coronavirus because it's becoming a big deal, but not yet. And then literally the second I get back with sparring, and we're like, what if they, cancel the show? And then literally right after sparring, they're like, yep, everything's closed. And then, yeah, just had a hard time getting.
So was that
fights.
Barry that you're?
Yeah, I was trying. Dr. Barry, he's not only a neuropsychiatrist, but a black belt in jiu-jitsu and the leading expert in concussions in combat sports. So, like, he's a genius. Like, he's literally, him and his team are hired by the UFC for the concussion study for combat sports. So, he's a genius. So, if anybody ever gets a concussion, you should try and get in contact with him because he's literally the leading expert. There's
a lot of neurologists don't want to, from what I understand, don't want to deal with fighters. So I had to get a medical clearance after one of my fights up in Philly, and the guy that they took me to, he was renowned in that area, but really nice guy. But he was telling me like how he's made a name for himself because he had pictures of Bernard Hopkins, the Philadelphia Eagles players, all these different people. He was physician, I don't know what, some type of physician of the year, some type of award when George Bush was president because he had a picture with George Bush. So like very well renowned, but super nice guy. But I was just talking to him. He's like, yeah, back in the day, fight boxers and MMA fighters couldn't find a place to go because the doctors didn't want to deal with it. Because I guess if I tell you you're okay and then something happens, then it comes back on me. So there was a lot of doctors that didn't want to deal with it. And this guy was like, no, they should receive the same treatment. And he started having, the different players and everything come in, or fighters come in, and has really like made a name for himself and, has helped a lot of people. But yeah, so I didn't know that, I knew that he was a doctor. I've met him before, but didn't know that he was the leading. But he was like
legit. Like if you look up his study, you'll find he's like most published, so he has a lot of articles and stuff published about his studies. And it was so funny. I was I don't even remember where I was at, but I went to this random ass coffee shop, and I'm sitting there, and it's like bikers, like bicyclists. They go there, and I'm talking to this guy in line, and he asked me what I do. I say, yeah, I do jiu-jitsu. I'm an MMA fighter. He's like, oh, I'm actually doing this study about concussions with an MMA. And I was like, oh, that's funny. My coach is doing the same study. His name's Barry. And he was like, I'm on the same team as Barry for this concussion study. And I was like, what are the odds that in this random
so this is somebody that he works with?
Works with. I've never met him before. They were at Hopkins together. So it was like really random how small of a world it is, that I ran into this guy out there nowhere.
Every podcast I cough at least once.
Yeah, but that's good. Coronavirus.
Coronavirus. Have you ever thought about donating your brain when you die to studies? Because I've thought about it.
I'm an organ donor, so hopefully my brain isn't too fucked up by the time I'm. Yeah.
Well, they can't transplant the brain.
No, well, I'm saying for studying it for CTE and whatnot, or
but I've just thought it would be good if at least people looked at it. More fighters that could say it. That the more that happens, because right now, how many fighters are dying? Not that many. It's a tragedy when they do.
Well, in MMA, but boxing.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but in our sport, we've only been around since '93, really. So there's not a ton of fighters that have died. So when people do, if they were to donate their brain, we'd know a lot more about it. And I remember even when I've always been very scared of concussions and stuff like that, and I was always told, that you're wearing headgear, or it's not that you're not getting knocked out. But then I've read some books and all. The thing is the subconcussive blows that hurt you. Because I read a book about the soccer player that would bunt it with his head, do the little head bump with the ball. He I forgot the guy's name. He was in England, I think, but he ended up with crazy CTE. But you would think, he's just hitting the ball. But when he would practice, he would be doing that 40 or 50 times. So you figure that's just like a punch. But I'm thinking how hard is an actual punch, and how many times you get hit in sparring and everything. So it's a scary thought. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy, crazy sport that we do. It's pretty crazy that just the thought of getting into a cage, and then you have all these people watching UFC at home saying, "Oh yeah, I'd kick that guy's ass" or whatnot. It's you try doing 1 5-minute round of sparring, and let alone do one element of an MMA fight, just the wall work.
Not even that. Most people are 1 3-minute round of pad work.
Yeah, that's. that for the average person, I feel like that's when they really like notice. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
this is exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time we're in like a fight camp and like we're doing say fight team practice, we have one section where we're just doing wall work, and I'm like, dude, this crap is tiring. Like, and I have to be in shape for 5 other elements of the fight. It's like the amount that how crazy you have to be in shape for MMA is.
That's what I feel like I'm pretty good with the wall work, but now I'm just like. I'm after like 30 seconds. I'm like, all right, just take me down. I feel like when we grapple on, like I'll give you like a little good exchange, and then you're just like so much. I'm like, all right, just go ahead, take me down.
And he's just like got the.
I gave you the 30 seconds. Give you the 30 seconds of training that I'm able to. Let's go to the ground now. I'll just pull guard.
Fast and Furious for 30 seconds. Yeah. Eddie's got some good jiu-jitsu, man. Gives me some tough rolls till he decides to roll over. But, I mean, I'm no...
Yeah. Like Eddie in the middle of the round just like has guard. He's like, okay, just flats out.
Nah, you don't tap that easily. He's not a little bitch. I like rolling with Eddie. I don't know how much he likes rolling with me, but...
I like rolling with you. Fast. It's tiresome. I mean, I like slow people better. Like if I could get him, you're too heavy, so I don't like rolling with you. You're too fast. So like if we can meet in the middle, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, but
perfect.
Then you got guys like Frankie who are slow and like methodical, but their technique is so good. Like it's like, can I get like a blue belt that rolls at a turtle pace and we'll be okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not possible though. Most blue belts are very aggressive. Spazzy.
Yeah, all blue belts. Most people quit once they get to blue belt. So
we'll see who's true if they make it through blue belt.
Yeah, once you get to purple belt,
she just got her blue belt.
Yeah.
Congrats!
Congratulations!
Everybody look.
Yeah,
but also she off screen just flipped Eddie off.
Yeah, I thought she was nice until now.
Well, also you deserve it.
How would you guys describe the jiu-jitsu? Like if you had someone come into a gym and like they're just watching it, it looks really foreign and alien. Like what would you be explaining to someone new that was trying to, do it? Like it looks weird.
Yeah, like they've never seen it before at all.
Yeah, like if you just saw a bunch of people in a gi rolling around on a mat, for one, it doesn't look tiring, and for two, it looks weird, but it's like the most effective martial art there is.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
How would I describe it?
Yeah, how would you describe jiu-jitsu to an alien who doesn't know? Like,
I recently described it. I was told by someone, because I was very tired, I was told by someone that, I don't know, I needed some special stuff because I was tired. And not drugs or anything like that, but some type of spiritual stuff. And I was just like, no, I'm just tired. And they're like, oh, why are you so tired? And I'm like, because I came from an open mat. And I woke up at like 6 or 5 in the morning and went to an open mat at 6:30 in the morning, and it was just a straight open mat, just rolling. And I rolled with like a college level guy that wrestled in college that then's like done jiu-jitsu for 3 years, so that's never fun, like a D1 guy. So I'm like, I was just rolling I'm tired because I was just. For 1 hour straight, I was going with people that were trying to break my arm and choke me. That's why I'm tired, not because I have like something wrong with me.
Not because my spirit is broken.
I'm not broken. I don't have a medical condition. Literally, for an hour straight, people were trying to kill me, and I was trying to kill them. So that's why I'm tired. But how would I describe it? I don't know, but I feel like my perception of jiu-jitsu is so much different than it probably was.
Years
ago. And the perception of jiu-jitsu, if you're thinking MMA versus thinking, straight jiu-jitsu, is weird too. But one thing I will say is, like in the past, 2 years, I've dropped my competitiveness in the sense of
you can't get tapped.
I can't get tapped. We've had a conversation about this. Whereas before, I think that it comes from where we came from. Actually, you were part of the same you trained formerly
Evolve?
At Evolve.
Yeah.
So Evolve was part of the same tree where we came from. And nothing wrong with it.
You good.
We came from the Team Lloyd Irvin branch, and I feel like there's a lot of don't get tapped. Like if you're gonna get tapped, at least where we came from, I'm not speaking for everything, but if you got manhandled in the gym, you know that they're talking about it and everything. So I would go to gyms and everything, and it would be more so, oh, I rolled with a black belt and he didn't get me. But I'm like, you realize like you roll with guys and they're like, okay, I'm just gonna sit in your guard. It's like, okay, like I can roll with somebody and I can make it to, like, if my one goal is to roll with you and make sure you don't get me, like, okay, yeah, I can probably accomplish that, but I'm not gonna get any better from it. And then if I do get tapped out, I'm gonna be all down in the dumps. Anyway, recently I have shedded that to where I'm like, all right, I'll let you get my back, I'll let you do this, whatever the case is, because now I'm like finding new ways to work through things. But I think that's a very toxic mentality that a lot of people have, and I've recently seen it with somebody recently at our gym that came from an area like that, and I wanted to say, like, man, just don't worry about it. Like, you're gonna get tapped out. Like, just focus on working on stuff and getting better. But I think that's
is the person an upper belt? Well, yeah, I think I know who he's talking about. We won't say names.
Not upper.
Oh, okay.
I mean, what is upper?
Like purple?
No.
Okay, never mind then.
No, I'm trying to think who you're talking about. We can talk off. We're talking about you off camera. Whoever you are, know that we talked about
Got you, Johnny.
Don't say that's his actual name. No. I don't even think we have anybody that. Oh, we do. We do have multiple people.
Sorry,
everybody
Johnny.
With the name John has a nickname though. We have like multiple people that name John, but they don't.
The owner of our gym is named John.
John.
He don't roll really.
Yeah.
Sorry, gym owner John, Little John, Big John.
He's definitely Big John.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Yeah, but no, we actually do have a lot of Johns. But now I think about it, every one of the Johns has a nickname. We got Red Beard. Shout out to Red Beard.
We weren't talking about you, Redbeard.
Yeah.
And then we got a John in the kickboxing, and then I don't know what other John.
Starfish.
Well, his name's Mike.
Mike.
Sorry, Mike, who we thought was John.
Yeah, we don't know people's names. We got a crate. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jonathan Bernal. Jonathan Bernal, he's Gizmo.
His name is Mike.
Yeah, we got a crazy gi jiu-jitsu coach. He's something else. He just gives everybody a nickname like day one. You aren't called by your actual name, you're called by your nickname. So I'm not surprised he doesn't know Starfish's name, because
I'm sorry, and Starfish is like our number one watch. I'm gonna apologize to Starfish before this. Why did I think your name was John?
Wait, what was Eddie's nickname when he came in?
I mean, I think I've always been the
Dud?
where does the dude come from?
Because
Why
my last
are you
name,
that dude?
No, because my last name is Dowd, and my first coach would be like the dude or Eddie Dude. Eddie Dude, and I'm like, no, it's Dowd. And he's like, no, it's the dude now. You're the dude now. So he mispronounced my name. I corrected him. I was like, no, it's Dowd, like loud with a D. And then, yeah.
He would go, I can't do it. I don't know if I can do this impression.
I'm so ashamed of myself. You know what? I know
Sorry,
this.
Mike.
I know this. I knew that. I'm
like,
just, it's hot in here.
It is hot today.
It is hot.
I'm like sweating down my arms. But he'd be like, and he'd walk, he'd be like,
The dude.
hey, how you doing, Eddie? Did he call you Sidewinder at one point?
Well, I used to, like, when I first started, I would, like, punch and, whatever. Why are you making fun of people that are new? That's what, it wasn't him, but somebody else. But why are you making fun of people that are new? Like, what,
I just remember someone called you Sidewinder one time.
Yeah, I know.
And I was confused what Sidewinder came from. And then someone explained to me.
Yeah, because I turned my head sideways. I'm ashamed of myself.
Yeah, honestly, apologize to Mike one more time.
Mike, I'm so sorry. Our number one fan, he watches every episode and comments about it. Don't send this to him.
Yeah.
He's gonna see this in a couple
The
weeks.
shorts compilation for this episode is just going to be Eddie apologizing to Mike.
The whole time, every short is
At the end of every short, we're just going to cut to Eddie just sitting here by himself.
Mike, why did I get that wrong? Why did I get that wrong?
Wait, this is your first YouTube apology video.
Wrong.
Can we
This
get
episode
the
is literally going to be sorry, Mike.
Can we get the somber tunes? Can I get some?
Hello,
All right, here it's coming.
my old friend.
Yes. Well, we can't play that because it's not royalty free. It's got to be royalty free. It's probably gonna have an ad first, like, "Come to Planet Fitness."
Or you can't drop weights or make loud noises.
Actually,
don't they
I've been
give
going to
people
Planet Fitness for the
pizza?
past couple months, like 6 in the morning. And I drop weights all the time.
Do you yell?
It's me.
Can we please go to Planet Fitness and intentionally get kicked
get
out?
kicked out? It's not that hard, supposedly. But like the guy at 6 in the morning does not want to deal with us, and we don't want to have to deal with him.
Have
so
you
it's
seen
kinda
the
like,
video where the
give and
guy
take.
brought chickens into Planet Fitness?
That's a thing.
This guy brought a box and he put chickens
Wait,
on
is
the
it like when I
floor.
picked you up at the airport that one time?
Yeah. So he put the chickens on the floor, and then he put like the little weights. He's like, "Come on, man, work." And they were there for like 20 minutes. People are walking by before something found. Like there's, I had this. I followed this YouTube channel at this one point in time that all they did was troll the troll Planet Fitness. So he would just go in there. One time, somebody dressed up as the Ultimate Warrior and like come running through like, yes. It was just like the lunk alarm. They would just do whatever to get the lunk alarm.
No, I've never had,
Are we ready? Here we go.
and I don't think I've had it pulled to me. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mike.
Courtney's new hit single, Max the Dog.
Eddie's new album is gonna be like "Sorry, Mike,"
Sorry,
featuring
Mike.
Max. Hi, Max. You make me want to dance. Song 1.
Mike.
I think Eddie, you need to get closer to the camera.
Mike, I'm so sorry. I thought your name was John for a moment.
I think more
I
than a moment.
sincerely apologize because we call you Starfish, which kind of is close to John. But
Literally, there's only one letter for the word John.
this is my
Starfish.
apology. This is my apology. I need to be absolved of my sins here,
sorry.
Eric. But I'll be contacting Barry. I totally blame this on my CTE that I have running through my brains. I'm so sorry, Mike. I'm so sorry. You asked me when we would have a mediocre blue belt on the podcast. You will be our next mediocre blue belt guest. And I promise that I won't heel hook you in the next practice or say anything about your sus rash guards that you wear. We love you, Starfish. John, I mean Mike.
Also, wait, what is
apology
the
ever.
sus rash guards?
He wears like what are
He
they?
wears spats and rash guards.
Yeah, but they got like the little
Kittens and shit on them.
He's got like like
Cat
kittens.
rash guards?
That's what, he's got cat rash guards.
I think next episode, the episode where he's here,
He has
you
to
have
wear his rash guard.
You have to wear one to
No.
apologize.
Oh gosh.
I think. Well, sorry, Mike, but that was horrible.
Yeah, I thought the apology was sincere.
I thought it was sincere.
I don't even own that many rash guards. I might have like 3 of them. I just wear t-shirts.
I cannot wear t-shirts.
Really?
I can wear t-shirts or rash guards, but I like the rash guards so much more.
I mean, I can, but it's not like, oh, I can't. I'm still going to train, but I just hate the feeling of wet cotton when I'm training because it just, it gets that.
Yeah, it like suction cups to you, and then like you look weird taking off your shirt because you're like falling over.
Yeah.
I don't know if this has happened to you guys where you like pull the shirt over your head and you're like, ah.
Oh, I have to help
happens with
someone.
rash
Have
guards.
someone help me
Yeah.
take it off. Yeah.
With a rash guard or the
No,
regular
like a
shirt?
regular
Regular-
t-shirt when it's like
regular cotton
soaking
shirt
wet.
when they're
Sometimes the
soaking
rash guards too. Like, you
rash
feel
guards,
like you're like that moment.
You drown yourself.
That moment when you're stuck with a rash guard. Whew, it's like Guantanamo Bay.
What you guys working on
waterboard.
in jiu-jitsu currently? Like,
A gentleman never tells.
I've been drilling some body lock passing.
body lock passing's good. I've been getting to mount on everybody and taking my solar plex and just crushing their face with it. I'm doing like the Gordon Ryan pressure stuff, and I've been playing a lot of dark arts like leg locks. Just get better at it. And so that have you done that face crush crap?
I've watched it.
Look at this guy. Don't give him no ideas.
Someone my size, I should not be doing it.
Yes, you
People
should.
class.
Absolutely.
No. Don't tell him about this stuff. Don't tell him about this stuff. Eric, you need to play butterfly guard.
He'll start talking to me like disrespecting me like he did Mike, and then I'm gonna smash his face through the mat.
Good. What belt are you in jiu-jitsu?
Purple.
Nice.
He should be a brown or.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, you've had your purple belt how long?
3 years. I got it before the pandemic.
It was longer than 3.
Yeah, and then before the
That's when we lived together.
yeah, actually. Yeah,
So that
was a while
was
longer.
2018. So that's
4 years. 4 years going on 5.
Yeah. You said
Yeah.
3.
For those of you who don't know, jiu-jitsu is very hard to get belts in. Like getting to a purple belt's an achievement in itself. Most people quit at blue belt, but yeah, most of the
blue
time,
belt where we came from was how long did it take? Did you get it?
I was I was supposed to get it once I turned 16 since I started at 13. I didn't get it till I turned 18.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
I won the New York Open as a white belt in like the IBJJF New York Open as a white belt in 2012, and then didn't get promoted just to a random Monday, like 2 years after that. I just feel like if you want to, like, not that winning it at white belt is any type of accomplishment.
No.
I don't go around I'm an IBJJF champion, you know, like, but if you win a tournament like that at white belt, what is the point in continuing to be a white belt, especially when I had won like numerous other ones?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like once you've won, I don't know.
Well, jiu-jitsu's racist because they judge you by the color of your belt, not the content of your character. So
True.
I've been wanting to make a satire about that. I mean, I guess all martial arts are racist then. You know,
I think that'd be funny.
make it seem really real, but yeah, martial arts is racist because you're judged by your rank, you know?
All right, final point, and then you get to ask your question.
Okay.
Final point. One final thing. One final thing before
what?
your question.
I think Sean would be a good guy at this. What's one movie suggestion that you think everyone should watch? I'm honestly just completely interested. So I feel like every TV show he's referenced or movie he's referenced is like something I think is really good.
You guys should be friends.
The Kingsman?
You guys should come over, pet each other's
the
dogs.
Kingsman 1 or 2,
cat.
my favorite movies. If you're into like romance movies, you should watch like The Fault in Our Stars. And if you like comedies, The Hangover. Everyone's seen The Hangover. Yeah, or any MCU movie if you like superheroes.
What about a book?
A book? I don't read.
You don't read?
I don't know how to
Audible?
read. Just kidding. No. Actually, like Think and Grow Rich is a really good book.
Yeah.
Or
Napoleon
Rich Dad,
Hill.
Poor Dad.
Robert Kiyosaki.
I don't know. That's all I've really read is stuff to better my life.
The Boy Crisis. You should check out The Boy Crisis.
Boy, Crisis.
Oh, wait. There's this really good book I'm reading called Sex with Presidents, and it's about all the
Is this about
affairs.
Monica?
No, it's about all the affairs that like leaders or presidents have had, and it's really interested. Like how one of the presidents, this lady, was blackmailing him because he had an affair on his wife with her.
Written by Monica Lewinsky. Forward by Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, I was hooked because in like the first, like the preface of the book, it talks about one of them getting syphilis, and I was like,
Damn,
oh, this is gonna
I've
be
heard that before.
This is gonna be interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then my last question, I've been asking everyone this. Who do you think become president first? Can Kanye or can Skeet be president?
Kanye, because nobody loves Kanye like Kanye loves Kanye. So if you have that much self-love for yourself and you're that much of a genius, you can do it.
Does he got your vote?
Harambe, vote for Harambe though. I think he becomes president first.
Who's Harambe?
The gorilla that the kid fell in the cage like years ago. That people were like,
Okay, gotcha.
There was like at
Hoping
least
for?
10,000 people voted
remember.
for that gorilla.
Really? People
Yeah.
wrote him in?
Santa gets written votes every year too. Santa Claus. Yeah.
Huh.
I wish Elon Musk was born American so I could vote for him. Yeah,
That'd be cool.
That'd be
Hey
pretty
man,
cool.
Elon. Hold on, before we end this, sorry Sam. Did you hear that Elon Musk, Grandpa Musk, Elon Musk's dad, had his second child with his now wife, who was his stepdaughter, and he's raised her since she was 4? Did you hear about this?
No.
No, what?
Yeah, Grandpa Musk
Had
had his second child with the woman I don't know if he's married or dating to her.
His second-
But she was his stepdaughter when she was a kid. So like he helped raise her and now he's sleeping with her or married to her or dating her. I don't know what it is.
That's crazy. Did you know
Craziness.
that? Did you know that Donald Trump is a time traveler, and went back in time and worked with Nikola Tesla? And yeah, no, I did. I do not believe this. I do not believe this. But I received a text message once telling me that Donald Trump was a time traveler and Nikola. It was like this long
Who
thing.
sent this to you?
I'm not gonna say because you know the person.
I do know the person.
Yes, I'll tell you as
Okay,
soon
we'll
as
talk
we end.
later, yeah.
And they know who they are, but I'm not going to call them out because of the rest of the person. But I broke down to them that I called them and they're like, "Did you look at it? I think that it's true." And I'm like, "Person's name? No, absolutely not. This
was
is
Starfish.
ridiculous." No,
Stop. We don't need to apologize to him again.
I made false accusations. I'm so sorry. Every episode has this apology to Starfish.
It's like just the prerequisite to every episode, just the
All right, guys.
No starfish was harmed in the making of this podcast.
No starfish was harmed in the making of this podcast. We sincerely
true.
apologize for the miscommunication, the mishap in language and
can't say
names.
harmed mentally, right? Well, you might have hurt his feelings.
This has been the Rhino and the Dude, joined by Shawn Suser, future 1FC champion of their world. Talk to y'all soon.
Bye.